Hi guys! Welcome sa enginerdmath channel. Sa video na to ay tuturo ko sa inyo ang chain rule for derivatives. So kung gusto niyo itong matutunan, just keep on watching. Okay, so this time ay ituturo ko naman sa inyo ang chain rule for derivatives. So itong chain rule, isa to sa pinakamahalagang formula sa derivatives, right? Kasi almost function is gagamitan natin ng chain rule kapag hinahanapan natin ng derivatives. Okay, so ano ba yung chain rule for derivatives? So sabi, if the function g is differentiable at x and the function f is differentiable at g of x, then the composite function f circle g or f of g of x is differentiable at x and f circle g prime of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So itong chain rule pala is gagamitin natin kapag meron tayong composite function, kapag hinahanap natin yung derivative ng composite function. So sabi, kung meron ka raw f of x tsaka g of x, tapos pag hinanap mo yung composite function na f of g of x, tapos dinerivative mo to, so ito yung magiging formula niya, f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So in other words, so let's say nga meron kang y is equal to f of g of x, yung y prime or yung derivative nitong composite function is equivalent to saying na i-derivative muna natin yung f of x, which is considered as outside function kasi siya yung ini-evaluate natin at g of x, right? Tapos yung g of x yung inside function kasi nasa loob siya nung f of x. Tapos evaluated at inside function g of x. Multiply this time sa derivative na nung inside function na g of x. Okay? So ito yung gagamitin nating formula kapag meron tayong composite function. So sige, illustrate natin. So suppose meron daw tayong f of x na x raised to 10. Tapos meron tayong g of x na equal sa 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4. So try natin hanapin yung derivative ng f of g of x. Okay? So parang ang equivalent nun is evaluate natin yung f of x at g of x. So papalitan natin yung x ng f of x nitong kabuang g of x. So magiging 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4 raised to exponent ng x f of x is 10. Okay, so sundin natin yung formula. So hanapin muna natin yung derivative nitong f of x, which is yung x raised to 10, right? So power formula lang. 10x raised to 9, right? Now, i-evaluate natin itong f prime of x sa g of x. So, papalitan natin yung x ngayon dito sa f prime of x na nakuha natin nitong g of x, which is ito pa ring polynomial. So, magiging 10 times 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4 and then raised to 9. So, ito na yon yung f prime of g of x. Then, kulang na lang is i-multiply natin siya sa derivative ng inside function na g of x. So, derivative natin to ngayong g of x. Polynomial lang siya, so power formula. So, we have derivative ng 2x cubed is 6x squared minus 5x squared. So, derivative nun is negative 10x and then derivative ng constant na 4 is 0. So, therefore, ito na siya. So, ito na yung final answer natin. So, ayusin ko na lang, 10 times, unahin ko to, 6x squared minus 10x, then 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4 quantity raised to 9. So, ito na yung derivative nung ating f of g of x. Okay? So, another illustration. So, now we have h of x equal to 2 over x minus 5 quantity raised to 5. So, para ma-apply natin ngayon itong chain rule, pwede natin i-decompose itong h of x as a composite function. So, let's say yung f of x natin is itong outside function, yung let's say x raised to 5, right? Kasi naka-raise sa 5 itong quantity na to. And then, let g of x natin is itong inside na 2 over x minus 1. Para pag sinubstitute natin na f of g of x, equal siya ngayon dito. Kasi papalitan natin itong x ng g of x na 2 over x minus 1 quantity raised to 5. So, equal na siya dito. So, applying uli yung chain rule, we have derivative muna natin itong f of x. So, anong derivative ng f of x? X to the 5th is, derivative niyan is 5x to the 4th. Then, evaluate natin sa g of x. Palitan natin yung x dito ng kabuang g of x na 2 over x minus 5. So, 5 times 2 over x minus 1 raised to 4. Times, kulang na lang is, i-multiply natin sa derivative ng inside function na ito yung 2 over x minus 1. Okay? So, using quotient rule, right? Division. So, anong derivative niyan? Square natin muna itong denominator. So, x minus 1 quantity squared. Then, copy si denominator x minus 1 times derivative nitong numerator na 2 na constant is 0. Minus, copy naman natin si numerator na 2, derivative ng denominator na x minus 1 is simply 1. So, parang cancel to, 0, and then negative, 2 times 1 na lang. So, we have 5 times 2 over x minus 1, quantity raised to the 4th, times negative 2 over x minus 1 squared. So, pwedeng, i-distribute natin tong exponent na 4. So, 5 times 2 to the 4th over x minus 1 to the 4th times negative 2 over x minus 1 squared. So, simplify natin. 5 times 2 to the 4th times negative 2 is negative 160 over x minus 1 raised to the 4 plus 2 is 6. So, therefore, this is the derivative. Okay? Okay, so let's try to solve more examples for finding the derivatives using chain rule. So, this time, magsasolve tayo ng derivatives by trying not to decompose pa yung certain functions as f of x and g of x and then apply yung formula nung chain rule. But, let's have some instinct agad kung paano mag-differentiate ng functions by knowing already na composite functions agad yun at apply natin yung chain rule. Okay, so sige, practicein natin yon. So we have f of x is equal to 1 over 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 8. So mapapansin nyo na sa denominator itong polynomial. So pwede natin itong i-rewrite as 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 8 raised to negative 1. Okay, so mapapansin nyo, naka-raise yung mismong polynomial natin, which is a function of x, sa isang exponent. So, kapag ganun, lagi nyong iisipin, kapag meron kayong function of x na naka-raise sa isang exponent, isang quantity, automatic chain rule yon. Okay, so ang gagawin nyo, apply nyo muna yung power formula. So, ibababa nyo yung negative 1, and then, kakopy nyo lang tong polynomial sa loob. So, 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 8. Parang ito yung evaluation ng f prime of x sa g of x, right? Then, apply nyo yung power formula. Bawasan nyo ng 1 itong negative 1. So, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Times, lagi next step, yung loob naman, i-derivative nyo. I-multiply nyo lang dito sa nakuha nyong unang derivative. So, therefore, anong derivative ng loob? Polynomial. 12x squared plus 10x minus 7 plus 0 or kahit hindi ko na isulat. Okay, so power formula lang naman kasi polynomial siya. So, therefore, ito na yung final answer natin. So, gawin na lang natin positive exponent. So, itong negative, lagay ko dito sa gitna na lang. Ito nasa numerator. So, 12x squared plus 10x minus 7. And then ito bababa. Exponent na 2 na, positive. So, 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 8. Quantity squared. Okay? Okay, next we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 1 quantity raised to the 4th power. Okay, so mapapansin nyo, pwede natin i-consider as a one function of x ito. And then, naka-raise siya sa 4th power. So, chain rule automatic. So, unang step, Derivative muna natin ito using power formula. So, bababa si 4 times copy yung inside function, 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 1. Then, babawasan natin ng 1 yung 4, so 3 na lang. Multiplied sa derivative ng inside function. So, meron tayong quotient of two functions. So, quotient rule. Okay, so sa denominator, square natin yung 3x minus 1, quantity squared. Then sa numerator, copy muna natin yung denominator na 3x minus 1 times derivative ng numerator na 2x plus 1 is simply 2 lang, right? Minus, copy naman natin yung numerator na 2x plus 1 times derivative ng denominator na 3x minus 1. Derivative niya is just 3. Okay, so therefore, we have, simplify muna natin to. So, distribute 6x minus 2, then distribute si 3 with negative is parang negative 6x minus 3 over denominator na 3x minus 1 quantity squared. So, equal to sa cancel si 6x. So, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So, negative 5 over 3x minus 1 squared. So, therefore, nakamultiply siya dito, right? So you have 4 times 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 1 cube. So, distribute natin tong exponent. So, magiging, so, multiply ko na to. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20 times 2x plus 1 quantity cube over 3x minus 1 quantity cube. Distribute yung exponent. Tapos, ito, we have 1 over 3x minus 1 squared pa, right? So, law of exponential, add natin yung 3 tsaka 2. So, parang, sige, delete ko na. To the 5th na lang to. Okay? So, therefore, this is the final answer. Okay? Next, we have f of t is equal to tangent of 3t squared plus 2t. Okay, so this time, trigonometric function. So, wala tayong function na naka-raise sa certain exponent. Let's say, any rational number, right? But instead, meron tayong tangent of a function of t. So, meaning, pwede pa rin natin i-consider na outside function si tangent, tapos inside function itong polynomial na 3t squared plus 2t. So, applicable pa rin yung chain rule. Right? So, ganun na kapag meron kayong trigonometric function this time, tapos yung angle niya is a function of another variable, let's say x, chain rule uli yun. So, unang gagawin is, hanapin muna natin yung derivative ng outside function, which is this time is yung tangent, right? So, anong derivative ng tangent? Sa video ko, about trigonometric derivatives, equal yan saan? Secant squared x, right? So, therefore, we have secant squared. This time, yung x natin is etong mismong inside function. Parang ating evaluation ng outside function sa inside function. So, copy natin itong 3t squared plus 2t. And then, multiplied pa natin sa derivative ng inside function. Ano yon? Which is this time itong polynomial na 3t squared plus 2t. Power formula lang, we have 6t plus 2. So, therefore, ito na yung final answer. So, 6t plus 2, 9 ko lang siya, then multiplied sa secant squared of 3t squared plus 2t. Okay? Next, we have y is equal to sine of cosine x. Okay, so trigo function ulit. So, this time, considered as composite ulit siya, wherein yung outside function natin dito is sine, tapos yung inside natin is cosine x. Okay, so, therefore, y prime is equal to, ano muna yung derivative nung outside function na sine? Cosine, right? Then, evaluate natin yung mismong angle ng sine dito sa inside function na cos x. Times, ano naman derivative nitong inside function na cos x? Negative sine x. Okay, so therefore, this is the final answer. Negative sine x times cosine of cosine x. Okay? Next, we have f of x is equal to quantity 3x squared plus 2 squared times quantity x squared minus 5x cubed. Okay, so this time, meron tayong product of two functions, which is itong 3x squared plus 2 quantity squared. So, let's say f of x siya. Tapos, itong x squared minus 5x quantity raised to cube. So, let's say ito yung g of x. So, apply natin yung product rule. So, copy muna natin si f of x. So, 3x squared plus 2 squared times derivative ni g of x. So, mapapansin nyo, composite function si g of x, right? Inside function niya itong x squared minus 5x. Tapos na nakari sa third power. So, apply natin yung chain rule. So, power formula muna sa baba si 3 times evaluate natin sa same inside function. So, copy x squared minus 5x. Then, applying power rule, minus 1 yung 3, magiging 2 na lang. Times, derivative ng inside function na x squared minus 5x is 2x minus 5. Okay? So, urong ko lang. Then, plus, ang ikakopy naman natin is si g of x. So, we have x squared minus 5x quantity cube times derivative nung f of x. So, composite function din itong si f of x, right? So, this time, yung inside function is 3x squared plus 2 na naka-raise sa power of 2. So, chain rule. So, derivative muna natin using power rule. So, sa baba si 2, then copy si 3x squared plus 2, minusan natin yung exponent ng 1, so magiging 1 na lang, or kahit di ko na isulat, times derivative ng inside function na 3x squared plus 2. 6x plus, derivative ng 2 is 0, or kahit hindi ko na isulat, so 6x. Okay? So therefore, tapos na tayo. Simplify na lang natin. So kapag ganito, ang ginagawa natin is fina-factor out natin yung common factor dito sa dalawang expression. So sa 3x squared plus 2, common factor siya, right? So, piliin natin yung lowest exponent. So, dito 2. So, dito 1. So, isa lang. 3x squared plus 2 lang. Okay? Ano pang common? Itong x squared minus 5x, common sa kanila. So, yung mababang exponent is 2. So, x squared minus 5x squared. Okay? Sa constant na 3, dito is 2 tsaka 6. So, parang pwede natin i-factor out yung 3 kasi 2 times 6 is 12. Pag pinactor out natin yung 3, may 4 pa siya. So, sige, factor out natin yung 3. So, wala na, right? So, therefore, dito sa unang expression, anong matitira? Meron pa tayong isang 3x squared plus 2. Tapos, wala na tong x squared minus 5x. Ito na lang, 2x minus 5. Okay, so next, dito na tayo sa second part. So, sa x squared minus 5x cubed, man pa tayong isa kasi factor out natin is squared. So, x squared minus 5x times, so dito tayo sa constant tsaka sa x. So parang 2 times 6x is 12x, right? Factor out natin yung 3. So, meron na lang tayong 4x. Okay? Sa 3x squared plus 2, wala na kasi factor out na natin. So, therefore, ito yung factored form niya. Okay, so simplify na lang natin itong nasa loob. So, i-foil natin. So, 6x cubed minus 15x squared plus 4x minus 10. And then ito, distribute lang. Plus 4x cubed minus 20x squared. So, simplify natin. Combine similar term. 10x cubed negative 35x squared. Then, copy na lang si 4x saka negative 10. Tapos, naka-multiply siya dito. Right? So, we have 3 times 3x squared plus 2 times x squared minus 5x quantity squared. Multiplied dito. Okay, so pwede na tong final answer na to. No need na i-expand. Okay? Next, we have f of x is equal to secant 2x squared to the fourth. Okay, so kung i-rewrite natin to, we have secant of 2x squared quantity raised to the fourth. So parang meron tayong inside function na secant of 2x squared na naka-raise sa 4. So, chain rule, right? So, sige, try natin. So, therefore, power formula muna, baba si 4 times copy yung inside function na secant of 2x squared, then bawasan natin yung exponent ng 4 na isa, applying power rule, magiging 3, times derivative ng inside function na secant of 2x squared. So, kanina, di ba kapag meron tayong trigonometric function, tapos yung angle niya sa loob is a function of x, chain rule uli yun, right? So, therefore, chain rule uli yung apply natin. So, derivative muna natin yung, this time, ano yung considered outside? Yung secant. So, yung derivative ng secant x tan x, right? So, parang secant, kopyahin natin yung mismong angle na 2x squared times tan. Kopyahin uli natin yung 2x squared na angle. So, secant 2x squared times tangent to x squared times, hindi pa tayo tapos kasi chain rule nga ulit, multiply pa natin to sa derivative ng inside function na 2x squared, which is power rule na lang. Anong derivative ng 2x squared? 4x, right? So, therefore, we're done. So, simplify na lang natin. So, itong 4x saka 4, pagsamahin ko, so 16x, and then secant of 2x squared quantity cube multiplied sa secant of 2x squared tan of 2x squared. And then, pwede nyo i-combine yung exponent na to kasi same base sila na secant 2x squared, right? So, 16x secant to the fourth na 2x squared then tangent 2x squared. So, therefore, this is the final answer. Okay, so pwede yun na kapag meron kayong multiple composite function, so yung inside function nyo dun sa composite is a composite function pa. Apply nyo uli dun yung chain rule. So, ganun lang yung chain rule. Kapag meron kayong series of composite function, una yung i-derivative yung outermost function, then papasok ng papasok hanggang dun sa innermost function, yun yung huling yung i-derivative. Hanggang sa wala ng composite function. Okay? So, I think that's it for this video. Chain rule for derivatives. So, sana ay may natutunan kayo sa video na to at maraming salamat sa panonood.